What's up, you guys? This is RTA of YTSGaming back at it again with another video. Today we have Warlong Fallen Dynasty, the strongest build in the game, maybe? Lu Bu. Because, here's why I say that. Here's why I say it's the strongest build in the game. I keep hearing people say it's the strongest build in the game, but you can't really find anything for it. This is one of the few videos I've seen that actually shows you how to get it, I think. So, let's see. Shout out to him.
Lu Bu, the mightiest of men, they say, but there are no mere words. In my adolescence of playing the Dynasty Warriors of old, I remember vividly encountering Lu Bu, the anticipation to play Hu Lao Gate just to have the pleasure of being in his presence, in an attempt to defeat him in combat, only to end up running away from him constantly with low health, dealing minimal damage to him with only my Muso attack as I repeatedly waited for it to fill. The OGs watching this video know exactly what I'm talking about. But back in those days of the Dynasty Warriors 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and more, Lu Bu was portrayed as a villain, despite his honorable lore.
Off rip, 30 seconds in, he gets claps. He knows about Dynasty Warriors. Let me know in the comments if you know about Dynasty Warriors or played any Dynasty Warriors games. One of my favorite franchises.
He was portrayed as the opposite nonetheless, with his outlandish weapon, and at one time he wielded a literal giant ninja star. Just gazing upon it, you can't even imagine how one could effectively utilize it, but you just knew he could. So defeating him always felt like a fight of good against evil, like I was the good guy and he was a bad guy. But not anymore. Wolong has cast a dark shadowy aura upon the three kingdoms. In this, you can clearly see where the light shines from amongst the warriors who surround you, Lu Bu being one of them, an individual whose entire objective is to rid the three kingdoms of this evil. So this time around, fighting him was a different kind of respect, one where it was an honor to defeat him. On top of that, to wield his weapon felt even better. I feel the power when I use it, paired with the flying general armor he drops on the second time you beat him. And it took me a while to really figure out for myself what set is the best for Lu Bu. First, I went with Sun Che's Young Conqueror set. This doesn't offer much except a light load and amplification upon performing a martial art, something you can already get on your gear when embedding. And the only thing that's almost as strong as the Flying General is the perfect Zun set. A lot of you suggested this, and rightly so. It offers an insane amount of elemental imbued weapon damage at almost 12% once you use everything on the set. And if you embed elemental imbued weapon damage all on your pieces, you can get up to almost 30%. That's great, I think, for other flame builds, but not this. Not for Lu Bu. I tried all of them, and the Flying General reigns supreme. But it requires one special effect that pushes it over the top. It's called melee attack power. It all starts here. This is a special effect specific talent exclusive to weapons only. I have this along with flame enchant, so that I can always accumulate burn no matter what. I think the enchants like ice enchant and stone enchant are a must-have for all builds in my opinion. But aside from that, you want to basically stack melee everywhere. It's what I've added to my main embedment because I can only have one, and it's a small 2.5%, which may seem low at first, but if you look at the stats, I have 10% total since I've embedded it on all my pieces. So the total amount of melee overall is 30%, which is ridiculously strong. This is the secret sauce to dealing damage with the Sky Piercer. Everything else I embedded here is to ensure damage amplification on all aspects of combat. I'm sorry to interrupt, but YouTube notifications are terrible, so I had to take matters into my own hands and let you know what I got going on. I came here from my second channel, Identity Games, and would love it if you could support me there as well. A total different vibe you'll get, and the best thing is that you don't even have to leave this video. Just click this link and subscribe, but make sure that afterwards
I'll keep it a band with you.
Identity Games.
Did you put yourself in a video game?
Where I'm developing my own project, an open world RPG looter shooter. Check it out and let me know what you think of it.
Well, damn.
I have it for when I deflect, then for when I perform a wizardry spell, and on the Sky Piercer, I have spirit vulnerability upon performing a martial art. This means that it makes the enemy susceptible to more of a negative spirit gain while I attack with a martial art. And check this out, this is insane. I have an A- for HP restoration from melee attack damage, and an A- for the same from wizardry spell damage. I got these from my two accessories, This means that a portion of my HP is gained based on the damage I deal from melee and wizardry spells. And you know that this is all the build is about. Not to mention that the Flying General's set bonus grants 12% martial arts damage and 10% halberd damage. This is basically stacked on top of the 30% melee damage I'm already dealing.
Finish this video first. I'm sure that
Oh man, this build is crazy. I tell you what, I was sleeping on this entire Lubu experience. It's very powerful. The armor is a heavy load, which means aside from the 99 points you want spec'd into flame, the remaining points you want into earth, because that's what will allow you to carry more weight in the armor department. The spells I'm rocking with are amplified damage. I mean, that's a no-brainer. 50% more amplified damage, that's crazy. Next is Blasting Flare, which is amazing for a melee type build. When people rush you, you just launch this right in front of their face. Sometimes it's a one shot, and overall it's just great for getting people out of your face. You know what I mean? It's a great AoE attack. The third one is Firebolt, and lastly I have one earth spell called Fiend Vanquisher. This goes good with my secondary I'm using called the Gutting Blade. I don't use it much, but it arguably has the best martial art for negative spirit buildup on the enemy, but we can get into that in another build. One last thing before I go. The Sky Piercer is a special weapon. The only weakness I believe it has is its first attack. The startup is very slow, but every other attack is golden. I usually begin with the run attack because it is fast, and the combo that follows with it significantly increases the spirit gain. And as you know, the Sky Piercer's martial art called Prancing Dragon will imbue the weapon with fire and launch a broken attack. The other martial art is called Iron Calf. This has to be timed right because it can get you killed, but it deals so much damage. I recommend doing this only after a successful Prancing Dragon attack or if you stun the enemy. This playstyle is not easy to pull off, but once you do, it's like poetry in motion. Because at the end of the day, this build is mainly to express how powerful the Lubu playstyle is, and I think that having a 5-star Mythic Sky Piercer with A+ weapon damage scaling speaks volumes as well. This might be one of my favorite builds, and if you enjoyed it, I'd appreciate a like on the video and subscribe to my channel if you're new here. That's it for me, y'all. Tell me what you think of it down below in the comments, and I'll see you in my next video. Be right out.
There you have it, folks. The Lubu build. I'm definitely going to make that build for sure. But if you like this video, make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, and more Wulong content coming soon. Peace.